Hello. Today, on behalf of Renfrewshire Libraries, I'd like to welcome Maggie Rabatski to share some of her insights and her take on National Poetry Day's theme of vision. Maggie Rabatski is originally from Harris, but long resident in Glasgow. She's had 2 poetry pamphlets published, Down from the Dance and Holding, both published by New Voices Press. More recently, she worked with other poets in 2 collections of poems in Scots, Gaelic and English, published by Tannahill Press. She's been a Makar of the Federation of Writers and been involved in a variety of readings. She's a very popular reader, although she's very quiet until you hear her poetry. So please sit back and enjoy the lovely tones and the wise words of Maggie Rabatski.
Hello. I'm going to read 2 poems, and I've chosen 2 that I hope are fitting for the theme of vision. I wrote the first poem about 10 years ago, and it's a poem that I wrote in response to John Lavery's painting of Anna Pavlova, the ballet dancer, that hangs down in Kelvingrove Art Galleries. The galleries are quite near to me, just a few minutes down the road, and as Anna Pavlova is a favourite painting of mine, that's quite lucky, as I can go and visit it any time I feel like it. I like everything about this painting, the colours and the way Lavery has used them to make the dancer appear translucent, which of course in turn helps to create movement and energy in the painting. I think though that what I like best about the painting is the emotion, the way the dancer seems totally lost in the ecstasy of her performance and is oblivious to everything else except the music and the dance. That's my vision of it anyway. I think it's quite hard to believe that this painting was painted entirely with Pavlova posing in Lavery's studio, because it's so dynamic. So here it is. Anna Pavlova, Thoughts on the Painting by John Lavery. She dances only for herself, knows nothing of the presence of others, although their eyes freeze on her. She mocks gravity in chiffon and organdy. Light as a flame, she arches to a white ecstasy where no one can follow. Only music moves in her head, an audience made motionless. Afterwards, they will bring white gardenias, fire-red roses in iced water. She will thank them correctly, but she will not be down from the dance. My second poem was also sparked off by a picture, an old photograph in fact, but it's a picture in my mind as well, a memory, a very clear memory from childhood. The poem is set, the poem is set in Pabby, which is an island in the Sound of Harris. It's uninhabited now, except for sheep and deer, but it had a population of over 300 in the mid-1800s. As a child, I used to tag along with my father and my uncles when they were going to the island to work with sheep. Shearing day is the one that really sticks in my memory. For the men, it was a long, hard slog, shearing sheep by hand in those days. But for me it was a nice boat trip, a day on the beach and a paddle in the sea, and a chance to listen and watch things and take it all in, which I was quite good at. After the shearing, Pabby. The last kettle of the day, not hurried exactly, but with an eye to the tide. Nobody is saying much. It's been a long haul, wrestling with cheviots in the sun, and these are men who let words ripen inside before offering them up. Looks like Nis Alec is rolling a cigarette, not easy with a tremor in his shearing hand. And there's Connachonhioni, lean and true as his own shepherd's crook, watching the sheep stream away from the fank past the ancient burial stones of Chambulvura. Any minute now, my father will empty his cup with a flick of the wrist, throw a crust to the dogs, a sign to start moving down to the boat. Time to give the island back to its sheep and its deer, to the fretting seabirds. Time to let shadows slide back into their own spaces. Thank you.